See, I told you I'd get you new clients. Another Jew, who would have expected? I said I told you I'd get you a new customer. I know it's on Froggo. It's all good. Well, dang, she never paid you. That's not nice. What's going on? Yeah, true, true. Yeah, just make sure you just click top left where you type in the symbol and just go type in NQ or MNQ, and then you'll see them all. And there might not even be the one that says Z3 anymore. Just click the one that says H4. It's just because the Z3 contract is going to expire. With futures, good, good. It's actually going pretty good. I've been enjoying trading a little bit more disciplined. Getting into a trade knowing I have a stop loss is kind of nice. I like it. Sitting at 865 to 50, 865. I think that was the big thing. I actually was talking to the wife about it last night about how I got a little carried away trying to rush it. And I was like, if I'm going to make this work, I can't rush it. And so that was when I pretty much slapped myself in the face and said, all right, it's time to go back to what works, which is being patient and disciplined. And so I've been trying to do that, and having the stop loss as well is really nice because it keeps me from essentially blowing the account on any given trade. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that cuz like I think the biggest loss I've taken thus far is like $290, which I can recover that pretty quickly versus, blowing the account. Yeah, for sure. So I have them set right now. Depending on the volatility, I go anywhere from 10 to 20 ticks, but I usually start with 15 and kind of go from there. So if I get 15 ticks, it's $75 per win. And then if I go up to 20, it's 100. If I go down to 10, it's 50. No, I don't. I don't let. No, I put the take profit goes out with the entry. Yep. Nope. Nope. So I was trying to do that. Well, I was trying to do that, and I can't tell you how many times it would go 10, 15, 20 ticks and then slam in my face and go completely the opposite way. I think eventually, if I can get a better read on what I'm doing, and I could try to do something like that. But for now, I don't think that is a good option. Or maybe if I get to the point where I'm looking to scale and I can start with 2 contracts instead of 1, because then I could take 1 out and try to let 1 ride kind of thing. What's up, Tamimi? Yeah, but 5 ticks, man, that's literally sometimes the bid and the ask. Like, you're just going to get chopped out of that real quick. How can I get free market data on Ninja if my account with Top Step and Apex are not active anymore? Ugh, I have no idea, man. I don't use Ninja, so I wouldn't know. I would think that you can't really get free market data. I mean, maybe you can with Ninja. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see a problem with it. You can use COS data on Ninja. There you go. Rago knows. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're halfway there. Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, hey, I'm gonna get everything set up. I need to get a drink. I need to go to the bathroom. All that good stuff. If you want to chat later. What? Yeah. Well, you know, gotta get it in when I can. You know. Oh, you'd be. Hey, I wanted to tell you something. Well, no, I'm gonna stay in Discord. I'm just gonna go down to that other channel. I fasted yesterday for the first time ever, a whole day, and actually it was from 8 o'clock the previous night, so it was even more. And I still haven't eaten, and I'm not gonna eat until lunch, so it's gonna be like a day and a half. You should be proud of me. Coke Zero, same thing. So, well, I ate really bad the day before, so that was what prompted it in the first place. And so so I don't think I really wasn't hungry like at all yesterday. And I woke up knowing I was going to do it. So throughout the day, I never was like, oh, I'm getting hungry. Like I told myself mentally I was doing it, and it was actually really easy. I was genuinely surprised. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna get going. Oh, good. I'll say we can talk about it later. Gotcha. Yep. All right, man. Love you. Hey, you there? Done juice cleanses. They suck. Never a straight fast though. Yeah, dude. It felt pretty awesome. I mean, like I said, I ate kind of bad the day before, and actually on Sunday too. I was like, man, I really need to get back on track. And I was like, I've always said I was gonna do like a full day of fasting, but I never actually have done it. And then I did it yesterday, and I was genuinely surprised at how well it worked. Felt kind of good. OBS is so annoying sometimes with snapping stuff into place. All right. Can you hear me, Chris? I see you kind of looking this way. Yes. Yep. Very good. right. Ooh.
That was an interesting long.
Discord. Guys, where's my Discord? Alright, you guys are gonna see Chris again. This is Chris.
So basically, these are in an area where I don't want to I can get a long.
There we go.
That spread.
Let me know if you guys can hear him pretty good. Full fasting. Sorry. Sorry. I had everything set up, but then I went and talked to Steve in Discord, and it screwed everything up. So, yeah, I had, and I didn't have the Discord. That was the one thing I forgot to put on OBS was the Discord sound, so you guys could hear him. So are you just looking along off of what? So what bands are those?
So that's the one deviation band, one standard deviation band off of the session VWAP. So these, as you can see, are usually respected. So we call this area value and balance. So the kind of the rules are, if we hold lower area value, expect to go back to VWAP. If we break VWAP and hold prices up here, expect to go to the other area of value. If we reject at VWAP, we expect to go back to lower value. So these are longs, you know, short up here. Now, if we break out of value, now the market is imbalanced, we can expect price discovery in either direction.
Makes sense. So it's pretty easy to define a trend as well when it starts to happen because it'll...
It is, yep. Yeah. So if you'll notice, this is the weekly VWAP. Starts on the Sunday session.
Right.
So you want to look for confluence between the two. So as you can see, we're in price exploration to the upside. So technically, this would be a no short area. We're currently in price exploration to the upside. So we're only looking for longs. So longs off of this lower value area were pretty good. Now, NQ loves to do this stop run thing.
Yeah,
that some of the other symbols don't do as much. Yeah, the sweeps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually one of my main trades as I look for those sweeps.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those can be good. Bookmap has a nice feature that alerts you to them.
And just the influx of volume under a key level.
Yeah. ES is interesting here too. Long.
So just so you know, I am streaming, and it was kind of a cluster, and you started talking, so I went over to your stream, just so you know, so that was all on there. Just I'm gonna start kind of introducing you to them.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to like pull up the stream. You don't have to say anything specifically, but if you want to, you can. Okay. I was gonna wait till a little later when it kind of like everyone gets in here. But I just wanted to let you know I was sharing your screen there.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
So this is Chris Drysdale on Twitter. That's actually a good idea. I could probably put
yes, the chat. Is there
like
a
little at? Oh, there is a chat. So if you just go on YouTube and bring up my channel, you'll see that I'm live, and you can actually, I think, pop that chat out if you wanted to just kind of put that somewhere.
Okay.
Go grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
9:30. Ding, ding, ding.
Do you typically trade off the open, or you kind of let
I
things?
usually don't. I try to trade more conservatively until we have more of a balance. The initial balance is set, the high and low of the morning trading.
Makes sense. I definitely stay away from the first couple minutes.
Yeah. Bonds are going straight up.
We're inside the high and low range here. We never even touched where we closed yesterday. We opened up and then we never got below it. I would expect to maybe try that. I mean, it's just an insane move overall. Not gonna lie, these are some pretty piss poor candles to start here. Is there... I'm wondering if there's any more news this morning. I know there was the retail sales and unemployment claims at 8:30, and so business inventories at 10, natural gas storage at 10:30. But both of those look to be something that shouldn't impact the overall market too much. If that held the top there, maybe, let's see. Don't like my stop being this far away, but seeing if we would reject there, we might try to come back down into the range. This feels like it wants to go higher. Ooh. Ah, gotta be kidding me. How many times do we get just missed? Come on, come on, come on. There we go. It's like I'd rather get filled on that first one. You know, you don't have to go through all that. Nice little first trade there. Never want to wait for a second attempt. It would be nice. The whole premise of the trade is to get filled on that first attempt. There's Chris in the chat. GDT, you out for revenge today? So at the open, I'm always using 15 ticks. I'm always using 15 ticks. I'll go up to 20 if the range is there, but the range isn't there. That's why I said earlier, these candles aren't really that great. I ideally would like a much bigger, like we didn't even attempt to hit the bands. Usually on a good open, pre-market's not, I mean, the volume wasn't that great in pre-market. So for us to not even shoot up towards the bands one way or another at the open, that just shows me that it was kind of a weak open. So I'm definitely not going to go up to 20. 15 is what I'm looking to get normally. I mean, even 15 seemed like a bit of a stretch there. So maybe 10 might be a better idea this morning. You know what? I actually think I am going to go down to 10. So ideally, we'd like to see a bounce off previous support.
It's like it wants to go lower now, huh?
Yeah, it does feel that way. We'll see what it does here at this little support it put up so far from pre-market. Right around like 810. I don't want to hit it before it retests that because I would have liked to see it come down a little bit more, because here it feels like it could just be one of them like for science trades where we just get a little fake out above the previous candle and then continue down. If anything, I'd be more inclined to take the short trade based off of this. See what it does here if it breaks this candle. See? Literally called that. Whichever way it's, whatever direction it's going, you want to look for the fake out the opposite direction, right? I feel like that's going to happen a lot. But if it comes down and tests a key area first, then you can look for the reversal. But when you're inside a chop like this and you still haven't come to a key area, I feel like the probability of the fake out there is so much higher. But now I feel like it would go higher because if you break that area a second time. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is on this one. Nope, we're going to get faked out again. Oh, maybe. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. Should have probably took that off. Yeah. I don't got a good feeling about this one. Gonna use the bottom of the candle, but not feeling it. Yeah, damn it. Needs to hold. All right, stop out below the candle. I was ready to hit it, just seeing what it wanted to do. Yeah, I should have got out break even. That was my fault. All right. We could definitely get 15. 10 looks a little close there. Just missed this again on the fill. It's a little unfortunate. Man. For science trades are a lot better right now. Look at this. Just a couple ticks. Come on. 10 ticks would have got filled there, it looks like. This is brutal. All right, got the fill. Now we have nothing until we test a higher area, because now we're like directly in the middle. That was more of a jumping back into the initial trade idea. Just faked us out to the bottom side. Oops. So we tested the highs there. We can kind of range in here. I'll be looking for a short underneath this candle, which could very easily be a fake out to move higher. Looking left, I don't really like that entry. It's like right at where they could try to start using support. See it, it's used a bunch here. Attempted high a day and then using the bottom of this candle where it's at right now, I'd feel a lot better about. So that would have worked. It didn't set up for me though. Looks like Chris lost power. Apparently he's got some bad storms going on there at the moment. Good morning, Zishan. Nice trade there. That one was pretty easy. I'll take those all day. Fake out at the highs just under the previous candle. Within those previous two candles, to me, that was an A+ trade right there. Anytime you can have your fill, your take profit above inside those previous candles, you're doing good. Like even now, if we test it again and came down below this one, I wouldn't mind that trade either because we're still within those candles. You just have to be very careful because it's very bullish right now. Yeah, that candle's a little too big for me now. I don't want that to come down. Just do a little fake out and then that'd be too much range there on that candle. Looking for the more obvious trades. See if it would have worked. Our take profit would have been right around the same area. Still hasn't broke the low. Ooh, I don't know if we would have got filled there or not. But this is exactly why I didn't want that. It was just too much there. But do it for science. Yeah. Now the science trade would be to short right above this candle, but we can't because we don't have a stop. If we were a little bit closer to the highs from earlier, if we scroll out, that could be a possible trade there, but the amount of fake outs both ways, it's kind of crazy. That's why you got to look for the higher opportunities, higher probable opportunities. Yeah, see, I don't like an entry here because looking left, that's previous resistance. Probably going to be used as support possibly. $7-Eleven gas station doesn't have your drink. Can't you just go to your gas station and get it? Yeah, see, it did break there, but not a big shove down. Might get it. I say it's just looking left. That's where that previous resistance was, so would expect it to be used as support possibly. Looks like we would have been fine. Not a great trade though. Not very extended. We're kind of hugging this middle line. Stay away from it for now. Nice dump though. Back into the range. So it would have worked, but not a great opportunity in my opinion. Just kind of grindy candles. We're looking for more of these extended type candles. Too far from your gas station? Gotcha. Started selling Prime bottle at our store in 1 week. We already sold out. Ugh. I've heard that they are trash. I haven't tasted one myself, but I've heard they're no good. It's crazy, man. Just the hype. The kids are probably just like, oh, gotta have Prime. They're shit, but they're only blue. Blue one is good though. I'd have to try it. Like I said, I'd never tried it, so I don't know. It feels like we want to go back down. We looked at our inventory data. We sold. Forgot I got to get rid of that heart. So obviously we're not getting many setups here because we're not finding the little candles at the bases to risk off of. These candles are just too big. And honestly, the move back up to the top of the candle is just, I mean, yeah. Looks like it would have possibly worked. I don't know exactly where our take profit would have been, but looks like it would have worked. So more blue one than the rest of them. Gotcha. Okay, now I see it. All I could see was the B while that heart was there. Yeah, it definitely would have worked. When in doubt, assume we're going up. The current market sentiment at the moment. I mean, that's the trade right there, but again, we're just kind of hugging that middle line. Not really too excited to take trades inside that middle line. Like Chris was saying earlier, I mean, everything is just so bullish at the moment. So excited to eat today. That fast yesterday. Like, I'm not even hungry, to be honest, but I'm just excited to eat. I just like eating. I just like the flavor of food. Mustache is really getting on my nerves today. GDT, any trades for you today? I don't see any posts. Oh, wait, run? Is that today? Yeah. Okay, so you got run. Nice. Don't we all? Yeah. It's hard not to, man. Food is good. I got these, they're teriyaki grilled chicken breasts. They're frozen from Sam's Club. They were on sale. I used to eat them back in the day. I would just eat those. I would make a quarter cup of rice. I would chop them up and eat them together. And now they were on sale, so I got 3 bags to have in the freezer. Pretty excited to eat those. Literally just pop them in the oven. Good to go in like 12, 13 minutes, I think it is, from frozen. Nice and healthy. You can eat them by themselves, which is like if I'm strictly cutting, that's what I'll do. I can't wait until like this time next year. I have a feeling I'm going to have like a little definition to me instead of just this flab that I'm working on at the moment. I've never made it past this stage. So last time I lost all my weight, I got to this point and I just kind of stopped. Well, I had the marital issues at that. We were going through some rough times and I started eating again. So I never actually got to the point of like bulking. I just lost all the weight while cutting, and I was lifting while cutting, but I never actually got to bulk correctly. So this time around, I lost the weight, and now I'm gonna attempt to bulk correctly. But I still want to try to lose a little bit more. I'm hovering around 180, like I'm sitting at 183 now. I really wanted to get down to like 170, 175 before I started, but it's starting to feel like it's gonna be hard to do unless I like really cut. But I don't want to do it the unhealthy way. And I'm already eating so little while I'm cutting. Like I'm down to like 1,500 calories. Kind of sucks. Only eating 1,500 calories in a day sucks. I feel for women, man. Women trying to lose weight, I mean, they can only eat like 1,000 to 1,200 when they're cutting, like severe cutting. And obviously it depends on the person, how much they're starting with weight-wise and all that. But like when you get down to the nitty-gritty, like when you're fit, I mean, you're not eating much while you're cutting. You got to be real selective with the foods you eat. It adds up quick. It's where marinades, just plain salt and pepper, garlic powder, it's where a lot of those things really come into play because they're your flavor adders without a lot of calories. How do you bulk properly? What do you need to do? Well, you just need to not overeat, because a lot of people are just under the impression that you can just eat whatever you want while you're bulking. But if you do that, like you're going to gain a lot of muscle, but you're also going to gain a lot of fat. So to bulk properly, you got to still watch what you're eating and just focus on protein. If there's one thing you're going to focus on while you're bulking, you want it to be protein. Just make sure you get your daily intake of protein. 1-to-1 is a good starting point. The closer you can get to that 1-to-1, the better. So like if you weigh 180 pounds and you're bulking, try to eat 180 grams of protein every day. Some people don't understand that how important that is. But that's why a lot of like people that are fit, like they're taking like protein shakes and like supplements of that nature, because I totally missed this trade. I probably could have taken that. It's exactly the same trade we took over here. Wasn't paying attention. Perfect trade. But yeah, protein is so important, but people don't realize that to eat or consume the amount of protein that you need. This is exactly what Steve was talking about earlier. I could take advantage of the big drop. But how do you know when the drop's going to stop, you know? That's the hard part. Yep. You bulk and then you cut again, and then you bulk and then you cut again, and then you bulk and then you cut. It's literally, that's why it takes people 3, 4, 5 years to start looking great, because you have to do that process over and over again. And then obviously every summer, you're not going to be focused on bulking, right? Because you want to look good. So you're going to cut down for the whole summer. And then that's why you generally see people cut in the summer and then bulk in the winter, because in the winter you wear thicker clothes and whatnot, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's literally just, once you know how to cut and once you know how to bulk, it's actually real easy. You just have to, it's all about repeating the process. This is kind of a risky. This might have been a dumb trade, maybe. Yep, dumb trade. It was too big of a candle down to assume it was going to reclaim, but we'll see. This was a bad trade. I think I was still a little pissed that I missed the trade up top. If we get below that candle here, I'm not liking it at all. Shit. Give it the chance for the fake out. Nope. Oh, what a fill. Fuck me. That was a really bad trade. I shouldn't have been in that. That was a dumb trade. I think I was just mad I missed my trade up here. That was an emotional trade. That's on me. That one's definitely on me. Perma balk mode. Nothing wrong with being in perma balk mode. As long as you're doing it correctly. That's how you get the heavy lifters. I guess we're going lower. I should have never taken that trade. That was so dumb. I knew it once I clicked it. I should have just got out for break even. Got a for science trade set up here though. Oh, never mind. Oh, there's the fake out. It's just too big of a candle there. For science trade here. See? Dude, I'm telling you, there's something to be said there. It had an obvious stop out. Look, right here is what I was looking at. I think on those, we could easily not put a take profit in either. Because you get these big moves back in that direction on those. But I'd rather not chance it. I almost feel like we could do it again. No, this feels like it might dump if it's... Because we might actually blow through this. Better patent it, but... You meant trading... Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Fake out again. No, this feels like we might want to go lower. Oh. Okay, good. That literally, it shoved right into our order twice there. Oh, we're battling today. This kind of sucks. I think we're gonna go lower here. We're gonna go down and test the lows, it feels. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, I can't handle this. Taking it off. I can't. It's almost every order. Apparently I need to switch to 14 or 13 ticks. This is ridiculous. What if you start uploading and it blew up? Hey, as long as you give me props for where it came from, that's all that matters. Oh, we would have got filled. Told you we were going lower though. It just felt like we were. I can't. I wonder how many ticks I got missed by there. It's getting a little ridiculous on that side of things. Whoa, where are all these people coming from? Hit the like button on the way in. Thanks for joining. 60 of you? Where'd you all come from? A raid? I don't. You can't raid on YouTube though. I wish you could. It would make so much sense. I don't understand why it's not a thing. Actually, these candles have gotten bigger as the mornings went on. Volume's actually kind of kept up. Just feels like we're trying to go lower though. Of course, the first day I try to get Chris on here, his power went out. Doesn't seem to be coming back on. You'll give me 10%. I appreciate it. It's funny. I'm glad we didn't take that. The fake out. Where are all these people coming from? You guys say hi? Ask some questions? Drop some likes? Something? I'm not gonna think you're real. Feels like we're just chopping here. Interesting. Kind of want to take this trade. Push up just enough to get me. Not liking it now. Nice. I put it up a little bit higher, so that's you'll also see me that I've started doing that as well, where if I scroll in, see how it fakes out by literally just a couple ticks? But I figure if I put my entry a little bit higher, I won't get that fake out little bit of a wick, right? So if it does go up, the odds are we're going to continue up. So if I'm going that direction, I do try to do that. I try to go a little bit higher than typical. Lost 1K yesterday, but made 700 today. I need to find a way to detach to money when trading. Are you using the Apex account? Or is this a real money account? Henry, hi. From Michigan. Looking for a VWAP retest for a short. Yeah, I don't have VWAP on my chart. I haven't been using it. I know that's what Chris has been using. Yeah, I mean, if these viewers actually stay and maybe hit the like button and stuff, I'll be pretty happy with it. Could definitely start the Friday night live stream up again. Uh-oh. Apparently ChargePoint might be making a move. This Riley put, man, is driving me insane. Oh yeah, look at ChargePoint. ChargePoint with a decent move up today so far. JD with a big move. I actually entered a leap option on JD yesterday, right before, not right before, it was like around noon. So it was before everything kind of hit. My Oxy leap option is looking pretty good. I'm pretty sad I didn't get into PayPal though. That's the one I feel like I'm gonna look back in a couple years and really regret. We'll see. Yeah, having a pretty good day so far with options. Just really, I need to keep an eye on Riley, man, because that thing can do whatever it wants at any given point in time. That thing scared the crap out of me yesterday. I was hoping it would make a move up today, like at least at the open, because if it did, I was gonna try to get out of them. Might actually put orders out. Close them, to be honest. Let's see. View order. Close. I love how every time I sign into Robinhood, I click the button that says keep me logged in for 30 days, and it just doesn't work. I have to literally log in every day. All right, I got the order out for that one to be closed. If we get there. And two, because Riley scares me, man. If it keeps coming down like it is right this second, I'm obviously not going to get any fills, but... Holy 60s? What do you mean? Oh, the viewers? Yeah, I don't know where the heck they came from. I'm starting to think that somebody's messing with me because they're not talking nor hitting the like button. But it is moving up and down like one or two at a time, so I don't know. I feel like if it was somebody messing with me, it would be like constant. And they're showing up on the stream thing on the back end. I'm not even monetizing? Oh, what am I doing? Bot algo? I hope not. I would hope that they're real. Be pretty sad if they weren't. Maybe I'm actually getting recommended for once. Maybe. All it took was Chris, and then he lost power. He still hasn't gotten it back. It's crazy. He's down in Florida, so he said he's getting some nasty storms. Maybe it's the beanie. I guess the beanie. All that trading, we're actually up pre-commissions, but after commissions, we're actually down 16. Kind of a bummer, but some days it's going to happen. And it's all because of this trade here. We took like a $200 loss on this trade, and it was a bad trade. That was my fault. I don't have anywhere to stop out looking left here, so I can't really take a for science trade. So we're kind of just chilling at the middle EMA here, so we're kind of just sitting and waiting. See what happens. And Alan, yeah, sorry to hear about that, man. As long as you're being consistent overall, though, that's all that matters. Yeah, looking left, I definitely don't want an entry here. Right now, lower high. So we're still trying to move lower. Wouldn't be surprised if we make a run pretty quickly down towards the lows. I mean, there's not really anything stopping it. Especially, I'm looking up at the 5-minute. There is one little spot, which was from yesterday. Kind of right down. Let me draw that line on the 5-minute. It should transfer over. Nope, sure didn't. Let's see, settings. View, drawings, default, all charts. Now it should. There we go. Look at that. It's bouncing right off of it. That's from the 5-minute. It made a high yesterday, a little bit before close. It was on that run after the FOMC. That's what we're trying to bounce off of. Ooh, and there's the big dump through it. Told you. It's kind of what I was looking at up off the 5-minute. If we broke that level, it was probably going to be a pretty quick move. It even made made the platform lag there. So this is what we're looking for. Now we're looking for it to kind of base off, give us a smaller candle. Maybe even try to go down a little bit more so that way we can hit it on the way back up. To hopefully retest that previous support area. I'd like to see it try a little bit lower. I feel like it's not going to be too satisfied unless it tries the lows. We just can't get that extra little push. Go, 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 go. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Okay. It again, twice. You see it? Shot up into it. Missed. Came right off of it. Shot up into it again. Missed. And then finally the third time. I want it on the first try. The whole point of this is to get it on the first try. Is get that initial burst. The trade was valid. The trade was great. Just not getting filled on that. So again, going right up into that area, I would expect it to use it as resistance here. But we don't predict. I don't predict. I react. Moving forward, I definitely can see myself, like if I eventually get to a point where I can scale up to say 2 contracts, I definitely see myself taking one off on that initial amount and then trying to let one run. Just hit break even. Like have it take one off, hit the break even button on the other one. So we either break even on it or we get a decent little extra move. Or I would have definitely taken it off there, expecting this to be used as resistance. It did try to be used as resistance, but it does seem to be wanting to try to go a little bit higher. The bulls do not want to see it stay below this area because then the odds are we are going to come down and test the lows, maybe even green to red. Somebody's messing with me. It says I have 89 people watching. That is not it. There's no way. Where are they? They're not talking. Somebody's messing with me. Until I start seeing people talk and the likes and all that stuff, I don't believe it. Now it says 97. What? What is this? There's no way it's real. There's no way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It ain't real. Somebody's messing with me. I've seen people get messed with like this before. I have a feeling I'm getting messed with. It's just like seeing gurus on YouTube, man. I see through it. I see through it. "20 likes and I'll shave my head on stream." Get out of here. 21 likes. Get out. Justin. Just like my brother. Same name and everything. That was kind of funny. Ideally, this could be a good trade here, looking for the long back up into that area. But again, we're still really just hovering around that middle EMA. 50 likes and you'll get 20-minute feed show. Yeah, see, you guys started saying that and now they're leaving. Back down to 88. I mean, if they're real, I'll take it, but until I start seeing some new names pop up in the chat, I'm gonna err on the side of I don't believe it. So 10:30, so 10 o'clock was, maybe that's what caused this? No, we were already kind of moving down. I don't think so. So the import prices, they actually look like they were good. Or no, this is business inventories, which we haven't got yet. Or, well, it's not updated. 10:30, there is natural gas storage. We'll keep an eye on. Okay, I just had the refresh. So it's actually better than expected on the business inventories, month to month. 10:30 is natural gas storage. Previous was -117. They're forecasting 60 billion, so that's actually a pretty big jump. We'll see. See what happens at 10:30. Riley kind of hanging out there. I have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, charge point up 15%, almost 16%. My leap option on that is looking pretty good today. It's up 27%. In theory, I could take off my Riley put, but just has to stay above 17 by close tomorrow. It's kind of moving with the market right now, so we're kind of dependent on what the market does the next 2 days. Free Apex drop if you stay and watch the stream. What do you mean Apex drop? I don't even, what does that mean? Yeah, hanging out up there, 86. It keeps fluctuating too, which is the interesting part. It does look like we based and we're trying to go higher. Whether we reject here or not, it's a different story. I'm not taking a trade here because looking left, you got all kind of possible resistance. A free discount code? Oh yeah, look at that rejection. Now, if we had our take profit, or let's see. I don't want to get caught in this. Oh, look at that. It looks like it would have went right to our order and got absolutely stuffed. Maybe we should go down to 10 ticks for the rest of the day. You know what? I am. If we're getting missed like just barely like that, I'd rather err on the safe side. Yeah, Alan, I'm really hoping that I get my custom code here soon. We'll see. I've been it's been in the works. I think this week or next is the magical week that it might happen. Hopefully it's before, if they have a 90% off sale for Christmas. Hopefully I get it before then. I was watching my dog, making sure he wasn't about to poop. Yep. Yeah, natural gas storage at 10:30. What a wick that was. Got bought right up though. I'm moving higher. That's pretty bullish. Oh, are they back, Froggo? Maybe it was that guy. Maybe maybe he's the one messing with me. That would probably make more sense. I forgot about that. Oh, I got some likes coming in. Okay. Appreciate you. Feel free to say hi in the chat as well. Get that chat rate up, you know. The thing that confuses me is that like they're hanging around. So that's the that makes me wonder. It would be very odd to have such an influx of viewers with nobody saying anything though. That's the part that's kind of throwing me off. Usually people come in, say hi, especially if they're new. Of course, we're like that close to 100. I don't think I've ever even been over. I think back in the day I was up to 50 at one point. I don't think I've ever really been over that amount. I see Russians, so I just assume it's the bots. Oh, we're getting the push down. This very well could be a for science trade here. I'm just kind of scared, to be honest. Still making lower highs. I mean, we've got a pretty obvious trend line here. Let me get rid of that so I don't click anything by accident. Draw it right to green to red. I feel like that's where we'd be headed. It looks like we did do the for science trade. It looks like we faked out by like a tick. Let's see. Low of this candle was 786 exactly, and this was 786.25, so we actually missed it by a tick. But it feels like we want to go lower. And 1030 is hit. Maybe that's what that was. Could have, maybe? No, I don't think so. That looks like it would be normal. There was a little increase in volume, but not much. So there is the percentage trade. Is it really 99? I wasn't watching. Did we hit 100? No. It says 98 on my side. I gots the feeling me and Froggo know what's going on. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. A Christmas miracle. What's up, Prime? What's my target here? What do you mean? Where I think we're going? Double the registers. You have to bring your wallet to work. I honestly think we're going to at least test the lows, maybe green to red, but other than that, I have no idea what we're going to do. I'm just going based off of what we see. Pretty obvious trend line right now, making lower highs. Until we break that, I don't really see us doing anything, especially we got a nice little area here off the 5-minute. It's for the top of the FOMC move yesterday. It bounced off of it a few times looking left, and it tried to use it as resistance here. So that'd be a pretty key area to break, actually. Pretty good trade there. Could have got that one. Actually, it was a really nice trade. Just kind of missed that one. Didn't even see it. Hit that one to the upside, looking for this to be used as resistance again. It was the exact same trade as this one, really. Just missed it. Too busy looking at all the viewers. This is definitely the key area. Got the trend line and that previous line that we were just talking about. If we can break above that and this trend line, that's pretty bullish. I think we might actually be headed back up. They're Alpine viewers? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Oh, look, they're actually dropping off down to 73. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I usually don't check until a little bit later. Let me see. Yeah, he is live, actually. Live day trading and working towards a $14,000 payout. Maybe it was just everybody waiting for him to go live. It's really trying. Oh, there we go. I think if we get back up to here and get through here, I mean, granted, that's a feat in itself, getting back into this range as well as breaking this trend line. But if we can get back up here and break this, I think we'll be pretty bullish for a little bit, especially if it tries to use this as support now. It's got to push away and try to use this as support again. There's no trade for us. We're kind of just chopping around that middle line. That would have been a good one, though, if you take away the line, the bands. Now, if this rejects back down underneath there, that's not a good sign. I think then we're gonna probably go test this green to red line. We're at a very pivotal moment in the session right now. So these next 3 to 5 minutes are pretty crucial. Man, I don't know. I would have to actually like deep clean the house if my power was out that long. I'd be pretty upset. I know my my UPSs would be done by now, so if my power went out, I think I got like a half an hour at the most. Oh, yep. Look, we're back down. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping we would move up today, just so that my Riley puts could get out of them. Another for science trade there would have worked. Telling you, man, the for science trades are fine. It's just that one that doesn't bounce, and it just when it goes through, it just flushes. Because then you're like, ah. But that's why you got to be quick on the button. You have the order out, and if it does flush, you just got to hit it instantly and just hope to get a decent fill. Chris, you weren't here when I introduced Chris. He's Drysdale from Twitter. All right, we're actually testing the lows from earlier today. No, he was going to be our guest today, as per the title. Maybe the title was what brought everybody in. Who knows? I'm not gonna, just like the market, I'm not gonna try to guess. Here we go, trying to test that green to red. Would only expect us to try to bounce there. Yeah, I was gonna, this would have been a perfect time for Chris to introduce himself if we actually do have this many viewers. I was looking to introduce him to the stream. We were gonna see if we could possibly maybe stream together here and there. Yeah, he is. Actually, let me grab his Twitter link. He posts some good stuff. We both kind of have the same background a little bit as far as coming from stocks. Now we both trade futures. Oh, you did post it. Oh, my bad. Oh, well, I gave the actual link, so. This could be a good bounce opportunity here if it wants to play out. There we go. Quick 10 ticks. Looks like 15 would have worked that time, of course. Just risking the bottom of those candles. Little double bottom there real quick on the 1 minute. Just looking for it to stay in this little downtrend that we're in. Can't really complain though. We're green on the day for now. It's been a pretty tough day. I only took one trade that I shouldn't have. I was pretty upset about it. And I even said it right when I took it. It was this trade over here. That was a bad trade. I should have never been in that one. The candle was too big. It was after the big down move, and it just didn't feel right. Like I said, I was literally just talking about how I'd want to see it test the lows that it had previously made first, and here I was taking a trade right up in the middle of the range. It was just a bad trade, and I knew it in the moment, so that was on me. I say the bands are still looking downwards. I would expect us to really actually try the green to red. Usually when you get that close to a very key level, it's gonna try it. And I'm pretty sure most people have that on their charts. And maybe like 20 or so of those people that were in here were just kind of waiting for Alpine. Alpine is a little bit more entertaining than myself. See, yesterday around this time, I wasn't hungry, but I think it's because I told myself that I wasn't eating, so I mentally prepared myself. But man, today I feel really hungry. All right, we're breaking that trend line again. If we can get up to this support resistance line again, it'll be interesting. It's gonna start to feel bullish again. We keep rejecting that trend line pretty quickly. It does start to feel like we're basing though, right? I mean, look at the lower lows it's making. They're getting smaller each time. So unless there's a big break and we make a big lower low, it does start to feel like we're basing a bit. Oh, Chris's power is back on. Wonder if he's on the same grid as his kid's school though. Oh. Apparently all his power is above ground. That would make sense down in Florida. That sucks. I say I don't think we've ever, I mean, we've had the power flicker here, but I think it's just because they were working on it. I don't think it had anything to do with like a storm. But he should be booting everything back up. Marcel. Is that a Russian name? Last name's a little out there. Is that going to be your go-to today? Just, hey, losers? I mean, to be fair, I do lose a lot, so... I mean, he could just be saying hi to me in a normal fashion. All right, so no more news today. Coming up on 11 o'clock. The viewers are still hanging around. Got some more likes too. Mine, it still said 4, but I went to the back end on the studio and it says 17. Nice, nice. Okay, okay. Maybe some of them are real. I know the like to view ratio usually isn't that great. Yeah, we just can't seem to go higher here. It just feels, I feel weak. Like I said, we'd probably at least test that green to red. It'd be weird that we don't. What it does there, I honestly have no idea. But usually when you get that close to a specific area, you're going to at least try it. The dislikes? No, it doesn't. I have it set on my browser though that it would show dislikes, and I'm not. It says 0 for now. It's pretty rare I get dislikes. I think if we do bounce off green to red here after this slow basing that's already been happening, it could be a pretty bullish bounce after that, but. Now, if we don't even test green to red, that's even more bullish. If we can basically triple top here. Or triple bottom, sorry. Let me get that like for you. Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on. We got a bunch of views coming in today, so any of the likes would be nice as well.
Best.
What's up,
Okay, I'm
man?
back.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay.
Get your thing back up here.
So do you have to turn me on for everybody to hear me, or do they always hear me? How does that work?
Yeah, they can always hear you. So when you talk in Discord, they can hear you.
Okay.
When I would talk to the other guys up top there, they would get a little rowdy sometimes, so I actually turned them off. But for you, I have you always on.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool. It was as easy as just hit and watch stream, and it worked. Sweet.
Oh, nice. All right, what did I miss with you guys?
Not much. Market's just kind of trending downwards at the moment. Looks like we're going to try to base off of this green to red move, though.
Nice. I was trading my Top Step account from my phone.
Nice.
And I got that pretty much where I wanted it. And I hit, unfortunately, max loss in my Apteros account pretty early.
Was that the one you were trading earlier?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But so mixed bag today so far.
Yeah, I had 2 losers, which my losers are usually, if I had to get, we'd say like 3R, I guess in your terms. So like if I'm making 1R, I'm losing about 3R on any given loss. But the second one that I took, it was a bad trade. I jumped in and I was like, I shouldn't be in this, and sure enough, I ended up getting stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm green overall, so there's a plus. And we did seem to bounce right there. We actually kind of triple bottomed. And we're actually trying to move back up to that 810 area again. That's been the key area this morning.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be approaching upper value on the weekly view app at the roughly 755 area. Got pretty close there before it bounced.
Oh, on the way back down. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you had that up earlier. To Mimi, I see it, man. Nice. Yeah, people are actually listening. Like it. And let me know when you get everything set up and you're not in a trade or busy.
I'm pretty much there.
I was just gonna kind of introduce you, maybe do that little introduction type deal if you wanted to.
Sure, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
So everybody, this is Chris. He's the guest, as you could see in the title. He's known as Drysdale over on Twitter. Let me pull him up here. Yeah, this is him on his screen. So if you don't mind, Chris, maybe give just a little introduction.
Sure. What's up, guys? My name is Drysdale. I go by Drysdale. My real name's Chris, but I go by Drysdale. I've been a trader for quite some time. I actually first started day trading in the Great Recession period, and it was a tough period to try and learn. So I was pretty unsuccessful and quickly turned into starting my own business 2010, and I did that for a long time. I sold that business a couple of years ago, and I was able to kind of have another path, second career, so to speak, and I chose trading. As insane as we all are, you know, it just was something that I wanted to take on, and I was well capitalized, and I had lots of time, and I didn't need an extra income. So I mostly dove into U.S. equities and small caps, and that's where I met Vesh. And you know, I was a bear, and I shorted small caps, and I had a lot of early success. You know, I made about $250,000 in the first 7 months. I had $100,000 a month, and I thought I had figured it all out, and I thought I was a genius, and I thought I was going to retire a billionaire, and the markets shifted on me, and my strategy stopped working, probably right around the same time as Vesh. October 22, and I started taking some really significant losses. My largest loss in one day was $55,000 real money, and that was pretty rough. Scared the shit out of me. So I started tapering back, tightening up my risk management and things like this, and it was incredibly difficult. So I started exploring other markets, and I got into futures and spent a lot of time kind of re-educating myself on a whole new strategy and a whole new market. And that was earlier this year. And since then, it's been a long road of growing and learning, like a lot of us. And I've turned the corner and some consistency with futures, and I trade mostly a balance versus imbalance strategy. So I use intraday session VWAP for a short-term time frame, usually the 3-minute, and then a long-term time frame, the 30-minute, which I place a weekly VWAP, and I look for confluence on the two. So, you know, I'm sure I'll go into this in more detail later, but it keeps me out of some bad trades and getting run over. And, you know, still a scalper for the most part, working on holding on to my winners a little longer. I had a nice trade in natural gas earlier. That was something I held on to, which turned out really nice. But otherwise, I'm excited to be here. I love trading more than most things. And, you know, I'm just here to learn and grow with you guys and share my experience. And hopefully we can kill this market together. That's all I got.
Cool, man. Yeah, I think a lot of them will find some resonating factors in there between like kind of how I am and you are, just as far as the love for trading. You know, as you guys will find out, Chris is very. I'll start trying to call you Drysdale, but it's gonna be hard for me.
It's
But
okay, either or.
but yeah, just the transparency, the honesty, like being upfront just about everything. Like we're not here to sell you anything as far as like the market being easy. It's not. Like we've both been humbled very quickly when we thought we had things figured out. And like you said, mine was a little bit later. It was like around November into December, but same scenario. You know, from the beginning of 2021, I was up and away. Everything was working, and I was like, I got this figured out. And then yeah, end of 2022 came around, and it's like, what's going on? And then everything just kind of stopped showing itself. And yeah, just kind of you adapt or die kind of situation. And that's kind of started looking around and yeah, futures. And now we're both here. So just kind of linking back up and seeing what we can make of this.
So it's interesting. You know, I do find futures a lot more day trading friendly with the liquidity and the volatility. You know, I tend to get filled easier, better. You know, it seems to move more fluidly than equities in general, specifically small caps, where, you know, my order could sit there forever and not get filled. So
yeah, 100%. I was actually talking to somebody else about that the other day about the scalability of futures. There's absolutely no problem there, like with the liquidity and just the size of contracts going through or the volume of contracts going through. Like where stocks, especially in small cap world, you know, you'd run into these stocks sometimes where you have no problem getting in, but then, you know, if you hold on to it for a while, getting out can become an issue very quickly.
absolutely.
And then
The
just
last thing you
sizing,
want
et
is to
cetera.
get stopped out on size. I mean, that's just the
Exactly.
worst. The
Yep.
slippage is insane.
Yep. Especially with your type of size that you were dealing
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
Yep. I would have positions of 20,000, 30,000 shares sometimes.
Yep. That'll definitely move the market in them small caps.
Yeah.
You're about to get out and you're like, all right, guys, you want to see the price go up?
Yeah, right? Here we go. Yeah, I've seen my stops or my market orders move.
Yeah,
The chart.
100%.
Which I don't see that here. So that's, you know, that makes me
No.
feel better in a lot of ways. So I had a really good trade in natural gas earlier this morning. Just for anybody who's not familiar, I try to watch at least 14 different markets looking for my setups. So I'll trade a lot of different markets. On the left, I have the 30-minute chart. On the right, I have the 3-minute chart. The left is the weekly VWAP, which starts, it's anchored at the start of the week, the opening of the Sunday night session at 6 o'clock Eastern, and it goes through the entire week. So this is the chart I use for Confluence. Some basic fundamentals I use are, this is the value area, this is upper value, VWAP, lower value. If we break into value, I expect to go to VWAP. If we break VWAP, I expect to go to upper value. If we can't hold prices in upper value, I expect to go back to lower value. And if we break to the upside or downside, that's price discovery. And the general rules for me are, you know, no longs below lower value, no shorts when we're above upper value. So this would be an imbalance up and below the green channel. We would be in balance in the green channel. So the trade I took was right around here. Let me put some markings on here. And right here. So we had price come down to VWAP on the weekly chart, the 30-minute. So the confluence I was looking for is support at this VWAP level and then support here at lower value. So this would be initiate a long, expecting to go to VWAP on the 3-minute chart, which we got. Kind of went off specifically according to plan. The width of the band is 1 standard deviation. So it's, you know, if you're in trading view, it's, you would go to, here, let's do this one. Volume weighted average price, VWAP, and it's got upper band, lower band. and the input is just standard deviation by 1. You could have additional bands like a 2 deviation and a 3, but I just do the 1. I've been kind of on a quest to simplify things. The less indicators and lines on my chart, the better.
Couldn't agree more there.
And following one method for the most part. You know, I've also been the one with like, 5 different indicators on my screen. I see the value in a lot of different ones, but then you get this, trying to find this confluence. And I don't like lagging indicators. So, I don't use EMAs and stuff like that. But, I'll see a signal on one and no signal on the other. And, so I'm really been focusing on sticking to one method. And it seems to be working out really well, especially with hard rules, where not to short, where not to go long, things of that nature.
I think we actually go about it the same way, just with a little bit different, like we're using a different indicator per se, but we have the same general idea. It's like I'm looking for extended moves away from, say, your VWAP, and then I'm just looking for it to come back to it. So it's the same type of trade, but I'm not really necessarily looking to ever go long or short off of the middle line or VWAP or whatever EMA or VWAP that whatever you're using. It doesn't really matter because everyone's going to find something different that they like.
I agree with you, and like, if you look at the VWAP on all these different charts, you get quite a bit of chop around it, right? Because theoretically VWAP is the middle of balance. It's the balance of the balance. So there's a lot of indecision there. You will see times where it like comes to VWAP and jumps right off of it. If you can find some nice confluence that supports that theory, that thesis. But generally I expect a lot of effery at the VWAP, so to speak.
They're fighting on NQ. They're like they're trying to get above and below that 80 like 810 area. Looks like the sellers are winning at the moment.
Yep. Looks like price is rejected out of value here. So we broke into value and rejected. So you would expect more. So now we don't have confluence on the weekly here, but you can expect a trading range between 56 and 06, 05.
Yeah, with how this played out, it'd be pretty interesting if we didn't come down and try to go red on the day.
The closing price
is 766.
Oh yeah, so it looks like we kissed it earlier.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's kind of what helped it bounce there.
So you took 2 trades so far?
I've taken quite a few, actually.
Oh, okay.
How many did I take? It says I've taken 11. They were all good. I only had that one bad one I'm mad about. I should be up a lot more than I am. That was a pretty big loss too. And that was why I shouldn't have taken it, because the candle, because every trade I'm taking right now has a stop associated with it, and it's usually the previous candle, like high or low. And if that gets too far away, I try to stay away, because then my risk to reward is starting to get a little out of place. And I was not going to take the trade, and then I did, and I should have trusted my gut and not took it, but living you learn. Other than that, though, every other trade has worked out nice, except for the other loss, but the other loss was a normal loss, so. They're going to happen. So Tamimi in the chat's asking if you can give him an example on when to short based on your strategy.
Yep, I'm looking through some charts now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This is a decent one in soybeans.
Wait till he starts talking about hogs, guys.
So this is a 30-minute chart on soybeans. This is the 3-minute. So on this weekly VWAP, we go up pretty close to testing it, and we get a nice rejection candle on this 30-minute here. So that would be a short entry here. But we're also looking for confluence on the short-term time frame. So while we're above value, we're really not looking to go short. However, once we re-enter value, upper value can now turn into resistance. And as you can see, as we're moving away from VWAP to, like I said, if we get rejected a VWAP, we're expecting to retest lower value. So we got back up to higher value on the short time frame. And within a tick or two, we got another short entry there. So you can see how I'm looking for confluence on both the higher and lower time frame, with both a similar area. And that gives me a lot more confidence, not only on where to enter, but where am I wrong, right? If we break out of value again, we start running, I know I'm wrong, I know I need to get out. As you can see on both charts, we revisited the other side.
Yeah, and like I mentioned to you yesterday, the one thing I try to tell anyone who asks me about anything is learn how to lose. If you can learn how to lose, that's the key to all of this.
Yeah. It really, really is. You get some of these guys that have like 40% win rates, and they're killing it, because they're so comfortable just letting the probabilities pan out on their edge.
Yeah, I think long term those guys have the edge over us because we get so used to these high win rate strategies that it becomes harder to lose. Where 100%. If you're just used to losing from the get, it becomes a lot easier.
So he's asking where would the profit target be? I don't take profits on the higher time frame. Pretty much all execution takes place on this shorter time frame. So, if I took 3 contracts, so to speak, I would try and take one as soon as it moves in my favor, right? So, I'm like 5, this one doesn't move as much as the other one. So, probably like right around here on the short. If I got in around here, I'd probably take my first contract, my first scale, once I got some green, right? And then move my stop to break even, or maybe right above here. My second scale would ideally be at the VWAP or close to it. And then if you're really patient, the third scale would be ideally if we got back down to lower value, which we came pretty darn close. So you always want to take at least 2 to 3 contracts so you can scale out as it works in your direction. Now the problem with some of these is they don't have micro versions. So if you can't tolerate the loss of 3 contracts in some of these, that could be a couple $100 loser.
It's a good question I actually have for you. When you go from something like the NQ to some of these other contracts, or just some of these other tickers, I don't even know, what do they even call them?
I call them, a lot of the traders call them just different markets.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Yeah.
It is a different market for each.
Yeah.
Do you find, like, going to crude oil, gold, silver, like all these other ones, that one contract trades a lot differently?
Absolutely. Yeah. So they all trade really uniquely and comparatively. some of them will trade like others, you know, so like oil,
Commodities, there you go.
yeah, oil will trade like, you know, it's a $10 tick value, like the Russell. Don't even know
Right,
about-
because they're not all moving, you know, points at a time like
right.
the NQ. Yeah, so it would only
Now,
make sense.
NQ is definitely like, you know, the redheaded stepchild out of all the futures contracts. It is by far the most volatile and fastest. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, the only thing I've seen even remotely close is something like the ES, which is not really that fast at all.
No. Oil can really move.
Now,
And it's
yeah,
$10
oil.
a tick.
I was gonna say I've seen oil move like a lot direction wise, but as far as like the speed of the moves, it doesn't. At least from when I've watched, it hasn't been very fast. Yeah, like I just pulled it up and it's just kind of sitting there, but it is a little later in the afternoon, or oh, it's beginning to be the afternoon.
So what's nice about some of these other markets as you know, volatility dies down normally for these indexes, you can still get some pretty good reads on these other markets, like oil, gasoline.
Right. That's what I keep hearing from some other people that I know have been trading futures for way longer than me, is that some of these other commodities will trend a lot easier. Like it's just a little bit easier to identify.
I look at hogs. Straight up. Still going, still at highs.
That's a pretty crazy move. That's what I've also noticed about these commodities or markets is that, oh, NQ's actually taking a dump. Oh, we went right down to green to red there. Is that they don't act, and that's one thing I've been trying to teach myself, is that I first came over to futures trying to trade them just like I was stocks, and they do not trade like stocks at all.
Not even a little bit, no. Especially the smaller caps. If anything, they trade more like these large caps.
Right, but and it makes sense because a lot of those large caps are essentially following the overall market anyway, for the most part.
Right.
Well, yeah, we went red for a second there.
You know, like Tesla kind of trades like NQ.
Yeah, it does. Until some of these other big companies, car manufacturers, start competing with Tesla in all these ways, like, and all the fanboys. It's like, I love Tesla. I'm not like, I don't invest in Tesla, but you know, as a company, I think it's pretty awesome what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people that are just like taking their paychecks, just dumping it in every chance they get.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
you get these
volatility.
cult followings, you know? Same thing with
Yeah.
like the AMC and the GME and all this
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't understand where people are, like, where retail is getting money at the moment, because you know, everyone's complaining that they're in debt, can't afford to live, can't afford to eat, and yet here we are trying all-time highs.
So I was at the gym this morning, and you know, I don't know if you have this, but a lot of your friends want to talk to me about trading and what to buy and stuff like this, and I never know what to tell them because I'm not a big stock investor. I day trade.
Yeah, same. Yep.
So, but you know, he came in the gym this morning and he says, you know, I'm just finishing up my year. You know, my stock portfolio is up 9%. My broker was asking how I did so well, and I was like, 9%. I was like, you could have just bought the S&P at the beginning of the year. You'd be up 22%.
Yeah, for real.
Put a lot of work in for nothing.
Yep. That's what I told my wife. I was like, man, if I just would have put it all on the SPY, it would have been good to go.
Yeah, 22% since the beginning of the year.
People just fail to realize, though, you know, last year we were down
Right.
pretty much equivalent to that.
So that was my next question. So how did you do last year? He's like, oh, I didn't do so well. So, oh, you know, it's interesting. You know, if you only go long on equities, US equities, you do well when the market goes up. You don't do so well when the market goes down. So are you really a, you know, a genius investor, or are you just at the whim of the market?
Which there's nothing wrong with it. You know, a lot of people don't
No,
have the
absolutely
time.
not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But, you know, I
yeah, to
warned him.
brag about it.
I warned him of falling into the trap of thinking, you're a stock picking genius, when in reality, the market was this year. Okay.
I was hoping that would hold the lows there a little bit longer. I was going to try to get a trade going back up to that red to green line, but kind of went without me. I have noticed that it does try to do that, like as far as the technical levels. Like support and resistance in futures, I feel still gets used quite a bit because I can't tell you how many lines I've drawn off the higher time frames and they just get respected so well. But as far as like trying to predict a trend or like looking for a trend break and stuff, I mean, just look at the daily on the NQ and that'll tell you all you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looking at the book map on something like the NQ is kind of silly. You're like watching algo heaven. You typically take a break for lunch?
I do. Sometimes I'll shut it down for the day at lunch if I had a good morning.
Yeah, I tend to do the same. I've been trying to, like, if the trades are still presenting themselves, I'll kind of stay until they stop. Usually lunch is around when that happens anyway, so it kind of just coincides with one another. Yeah, that's why I was actually your answer to Tamimi there. I'm kind of the same way right now. It's like I can't give you a definitive because sometimes that candle that I'm stopping out on is going to be a little bit further away than the previous times. Ideally, you always want it to be small, but a lot of times when it's small too, you end up getting chopped out.
Absolutely. I think it's important to know exactly what your risk is.
100%, yeah.
In a dollar amount, like $100, $200, $300, and then size accordingly based on where you're wrong.
Right,
which
which
can be very difficult to do.
Yes,
on the fly.
especially for you when you're going between all these different markets.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember what's what. I'd probably have a sticky note like underneath each one of my charts, like, all right, this is what I usually start with, kind of thing. Plus, you could always have the per point, like, because I have a spreadsheet, or well, it's actually just a notepad where I know what one contract per point equals out to. So that way, if I do switch over, I can just reference that real quick. If you ever want to jump on and you're not currently up, just let me know. I'll switch you over.
Okay. I was just actually going over my trades of the morning, which I can flip over to that screen here in a second. I don't have these two computers linked. I need to figure out how to do that. But for now, I can do a screen grab.
There's a call it the KV. Is it a KVM switch? Where you can actually link the two through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's more for peripherals more so than the computers. I'm not sure. I just remember they used to be a big thing back in the day. There's probably something much easier now.
See if I can get this over to.
I know that you could, since obviously it's your own network, you could create a folder on both your computers that share to each other.
I do
And then,
that
yeah,
for documents and stuff.
yeah.
Like I
That's
just grabbed a screenshot and I'm pulling it over now. I think I have to have Discord take this over too. Okay, I got it live. Actually, no, hold on 1 second.
I say if you actually,
Oh, you got it.
I think I'll say you could probably put that over top your charts on OBS. Might
Gotcha.
yeah, so then that way you can still see everything else.
Guys, I'm new to this streaming thing, so bear with me.
That might not actually work though, since you're streaming. Oh yeah,
The
no, because you're
projector.
streaming OBS. No, it should work depending on if on OBS are you streaming the browser or are you streaming the screen? Because if you're streaming
The
the screen,
screen.
then okay, then you should be able to just hover that screenshot over top of your charts, and it should show up. And then on Discord, you'd have to go back to streaming the OBS window.
So if I go like this. Yep. Oh, it does work. Okay. Cool.
Yep, there you go.
You can see it?
Yep, good.
Okay, cool. All right, so my first trade out of the gate, 948, $850 loser. So I spent the rest of the morning digging myself out of that. But I didn't have another red trade after that. So I went back into the Dow. Let's see if I can actually maybe put these comparatively. Like this. Okay. So that was at 48. So I think I was looking for the long off of break of VWAP, which we didn't really trade over and start accepting prices yet. So
You went long there and it rejected on you?
yeah, because this is, if you look here, we're well above value
Right.
on the long-term time frame. So I'm only looking for longs up here, so as we get into this balanced trading range in the short term, we're so strong. I'm anticipating if we can trade above VWAP, we'll go, at least visit upper value again, which we eventually did. But we rejected and we sold off. So I stopped out for a pretty big loss, 850. But I got back in twice on this. We did get the break of VWAP, and we got pretty close at that point. So that was at the 57, 54. Oh no, I took the long off the lower value here.
Just looking for it to reclaim.
Yeah, so this was the, so I went long here on this one. So I took that twice. So I lost this one trying to long off a break of VWAP, stopped out, went long twice down here for 2 good winners on that. This is live cattle. Doesn't that sound fun? Live cattle.
The hogs get me every time.
So that was a, sorry. That was a short in live cattle at 957. So this is this area here. Here. 957 at 67.75. So literally this level right here. So if you see up here, yep, this is the break underneath of VWAP on the long term, which we wound up reclaiming, which is why scalping is still so good. So we break under VWAP. I go for the short under this level, and I scalp out some nice profits on that one. This is that natural gas trade I talked about. That was my almost my best trade of the morning, 510. That was the one that touched down here. Got it circled here. And down here.
So that was the same type of trade, just looking for it to bounce back up?
Yep. Looking for support. I have confluence of the VWAP on the long term and the lower value on the short term. So
now, are you looking? Yeah, are you looking to enter like presumptuously, or are you getting in like as it's on its way back up?
I do both. I do both. It depends. I'm looking at volume a lot of times. So if volume is drawing up, I'll get in preemptively close to the level, anticipating a bounce. If it's high volume approaching my level, I'll wait because the high volume is generally what causes it to break.
Right.
Obviously. So as we get close to my level, that's when I start looking at the volume. And you can't see it on this chart, but on my trading station over here, I have cumulative volume, which is nice. So I could see a net of buyers versus sellers.
Gotcha. So on that type of trade, if you were to get in, like assuming it's going to bounce, where are you looking to stop out on something like that? Are you looking left? Or are you
no. So I'll be on the short term, so if we go down to this area down here, this would be my stop out area.
Gotcha. It just kind of coincides looking left, actually. Anyway, it might just be a coincidence, but
yeah, I'm looking for this level to hold, essentially.
Gotcha. Will you give it time, or if it kind of starts to move down, you're just jumping out automatically?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do give it time because, you can see, it doesn't always happen, but you'll get a lot of chop at these areas because this is where a lot of people are getting in and out.
Makes sense.
So, you'll get a lot of up and below and above. Sometimes I'll use that opportunity to add to my position a little more, get a better price with a stop right below it. But generally, this would probably be like, realistically, I would use that area as my stop. I generally have pretty tight stops because I do take larger contract positions, so I can't afford for it to run against me.
Right. Makes sense.
So I'm either generally right away or I'm out. So that was a
Nothing
great
wrong with
trade.
that.
Yeah.
It worked out nice.
And when I don't do that, I know I'm breaking my rules. So there's also that. Soybean, small winner. Oil, small winner. ES. Let's see what I did in ES here. So that was. Try and make this smaller. Yeah, that's better. So at 10.19, it was a long. Let's see. Maybe right around here. Actually. So I didn't have the supporting level on this side. I just know we're above value, so I got to be bullish. So the level we got was lower value on the short term.
Now, when you're trading something like the NQ, the red-headed stepchild, I like that name for it. Are you are you that worried about the bigger time frames when trading that?
Yes, absolutely.
Or is that what that's probably what keeps you away from it a lot?
It is. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like this, to be honest. I don't like this chart at all, because look how far we are from value. We have so much indecision up here.
Yeah,
The only
your
thing that's
equities
making me,
background kicks in.
yeah, what makes me comfortable is that we're floating around in balance on the short term. So what this looks like on the longer term is a bunch of choppiness at this level. But on the short term, it gives me better levels to trade off of. NQ, so we retested value and prices were rejected. Now we're going up. We could probably retest 94 with a stop at the low. Now this isn't exactly a trade setup for me. That's just what my analysis is. I wouldn't take this trade, but because based on my short term, I'm only taking shorts. So the better trade I like would be breaking into value on this longer time frame, holding prices in this area, and then looking for the short entry on the short term. Which we might get. Looks like it's testing this area again. 63 level. So this is kind of the line in the sand for me. So let's say we theoretically, go short here with a stop above this pivot high. But, it rejected again. But, this thing chops around so much. And then good profit target would be, the low, and then any area lower, with the potential to go all the way back down to VWAP if we can hold this thing that long. So 63, right? That's our line in the sand.
Tesla's going, Alan?
So you could scale out right around here. You can move your stop down to break even.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about moving forward. Like if I can scale up to starting with 2, like still getting that first quick take profit and then just immediately hitting the break even button. And then that way either we get a runner or Stop out break even.
Okay, now if you see, we're starting to accept prices down here. Now this trade's starting to work for us.
So we already know the outcome of this, though. The NQ.
Yeah.
Or just the overall market, I should say. I'm sure it'll end up green somehow. I keep telling everyone though, we can't keep going up until November of next year. It's just not possible.
No.
I know they want to try, but they might make it to the debates. Just the crazy historical move.
I think November was a record, right, for the S&P?
It was, yeah.
Here goes. So now, if we can hold prices in this weekly VWAP area, I mean, this has the potential to go all the way back down to that level. It might take all day.
Oh,
Might
for
happen
sure.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we're back into the FOMC range now.
Yeah.
That was just a crazy move in itself. I mean, what was that?
That was insane. I didn't trade it, but I watched it.
Yeah. I sat there in awe. I was just like, I mean, I didn't really know what to do with it. I actually caught a couple trades on the backside of it, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to touch it on the way up, I'll tell you that.
It was a scary move if you're on the wrong side of that thing.
Well, I mean, just imagine all the people that have been short since the middle of November. It's like, just like, you know who Sang Lucci is?
No, I don't.
He's a big time options trader.
Okay.
He streams live on YouTube as well. He shares the screen, shows that it's a real account, etc. And he just took $1 million hit. I think it was last week.
On puts?
Yeah, just assuming we're coming down. He does it through equities, so like Nvidia, Apple, like the big companies. But I mean, as we know, they're just trading along with the market.
Yeah.
He trades the SPY a lot too, but I know mainly it's like the bigger companies. But then you got, I mean, even like the stories with a couple of the hedge funds, talking about how they close positions. Even Michael Burry said he closed a big put position. It's
yeah,
just,
didn't he have like $1 billion put position or something like that?
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, there's not a chance anyone could have predicted we'd be making this kind of a move.
No.
I mean, maybe there's somebody, but.
And then, the talking heads are, most average people think that the economy is doing really bad, but, they're trying to all convince us it's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of the movie The Big Short, where if you actually drive out into the trenches, you'll see the truth, not what they're spinning.
Absolutely. And these things take a long time to pan out as well.
Yep. And that's kind of what I said this back when COVID hit as well, when we made the crazy V-shaped recovery on COVID, that if they drive the price, like, and they admitted they were printing money, they weren't even hiding it, but they figured if they printed enough to drive the market high enough that when it finally caught up to them, the price would be still above pre-COVID levels. And it worked. So who knows if that's what they're doing again now? I mean, obviously, I don't know.
Plunge protection patrol.
Yeah. All I know is something's going on. That's all I know. I don't know what it is or how long it's going to go on for, but something's happening because this isn't normal.
So NQ's reapproaching our line in the sand here. So now this would be, you don't have confluence, but this is saying long, this is saying short.
Yeah, I'm sure you run into that all the time.
And those are trades I just shouldn't take. The gold trade this morning, that was, I took 2 of those and I lost in both of them. It was I had no confluence. So this was, let's see, around here. Yeah, I think that was here. Shorted here. I just went whoosh. So I don't have the confluence. I mean, this is long only on the longer term because we're above value.
Pretty good hold on view out there that last time it touched.
It did, yeah. So that would have been a nice long. This would have been a nice long. This break would have been a nice long. This would have not been a good long.
So when we come down touch VWAP like that, are you looking, I know we said sometimes you assume and you'll get in, but like typically are you looking for like that last red candle it made and then maybe the break of that candle back to the upside, or is that too late because you're already halfway
That's too
kind of
late.
up the range?
That's too late for me, especially with the size I want to take, you know, because then my stop's all the way down here and that's just too far.
Right. Yeah, so once you feel like there's any kind of support jumping in there, you're just jumping in. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because you have VWAP there for your stop.
Yep, and like I said, I'm reading at that point. I'm reading volume. You know, I'm looking at the tape and volume. I'm trying to get an idea of who's winning that battle.
Yep, makes sense. And we're green again. I feel like I've been saying that for the last 2 months. It's like, oh, it looks like we might actually have a red day. Oh, nope, and we're green again.
You know, and there's no 66. You said was the closing price.
62.
And that's coincidentally our line in the sand with this.
Yeah, it lines up
support
perfectly.
on the weekly VWAP. That's a big level right there. And you can take nice scalps to both sides on this, you know, as it pans out. You know, if it starts holding one side, you know, go long. If it starts holding price down here, go short and just scalp it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice sweep they just had there.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would expect this to, if it can break this, what is it, 780, 778 area, I would think we're going to head back up over 800. Back up to that 807 or 810 area that has been the story of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I say you tend to get the big moves after the sweeps. It's usually when they happen. Well, there wasn't a lot of volume on that sweep though, so I don't know. It's almost lunchtime. Zishan, I'll probably be here for a little bit. I don't know when Chris is going to leave. When he does, I'll probably stick around for a bit more. Yep, heading right up to that 780 area. Guys can look at me for a little while. Me and my beanie. My options are doing really well today. I actually got out of my Riley 1650 put that I added yesterday. Got in for that at $65. I sold it for $10, so $55 plus there. My $20 put that I have that's at 17 that I initially had bought, that's sitting at, I could get out for 15 right now. I was going to put it at 10, but I think I'm actually going to hold that because I'm looking at the chart. We're actually pretty green on the day. I think the odds of us getting back to 17 by close tomorrow is pretty unlikely. I probably should have kept, I forgot I actually put that order out at $10 for the Riley buyback. I would have changed it to 5 had I seen the move it was making on the chart. I totally forgot I put that out. I put it out earlier around like 10:30 when we were still red on the day, but it's actually made quite the move up. If it gets down to $5 by the end of the day, I might actually just try to take it. We'll see though. I'm actually looking to sell. So the JD leap option that I took is already in the money. 26 was my break even, and we actually broke over 26 today. Checkpoint, my break even is 225. We're actually right at it, which is nice. Or wait, no, we're at 287. Wow, I'm actually like way in the money on that one. Checkpoint's having that big of a day, huh? Checkpoint. Why do I keep saying checkpoint? Charge point. GDT would smack me. It's up 20% today. Beautiful. Might actually look to sell all on that as well. Oxy. My break even on Oxy I think is like 64. Yeah, 63.80. What's current price on that? 59. Which is fine. I knew that that one was a little bit further away, but we're doing really well on that one. And what's my other one? Oh yeah, CGC. I have FSR as well. CGC was the lottery play. I wasn't really looking to do anything special on this one. Figured if maybe that, I think they're actually getting ready to go through a split. Our break even on that is 95 cents, so that one's got quite a ways to go. FSR break even is 120. That's actually at 157. Or no, our break even's at 170. We're actually pretty close. Just curious if we can, yeah, you can't sell calls on FSR. That's more of a lottery play. Oxy, ChargePoint, and JD are the only ones I feel like we'd be able to possibly sell anything on here. So I'm going to take a look at these. Oxy, if we wanted to sell at 64, couldn't really get much. Literally, it can only get $1. ChargePoint, we're in the money. I wouldn't want to sell that close. I can't really get much there. I think that would... ChargePoint's probably going to be one of those ones where it has to make a pretty big run, like up to $5, maybe even $6, $7 for that to be worthwhile. But even then, I might even just check out of those. That'd be a huge gain. Be almost a 300% gain. JD and Oxy, I think, are the ones I'm going to be looking at here. If 2750 calls were at $5, I'd probably take them, but they're only at 3. I know you can't see them. I'm just kind of talking out loud. I might make a thing for the options, but I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to screw the screen up.
All right, boys and girls, I'm going to head out for today. Hope everybody has a good trading day.
Sorry you had those issues this morning, but it looks like it
Yeah.
ended up working out in the end.
The weather's getting a little better too, but they're saying more of it for the next couple of days. We're getting like this tropical deluge. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
All right, man. See you. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, thanks everybody.
So what'd y'all think of Chris? Did you guys like Chris? I like Drysdale, Chris. Don't forget, you guys can stop over his Twitter. He posts pretty much daily on there, especially all of his trades and whatnot. So if you don't happen to catch the live stream, you can feel free to check in on him over there. You can post that link again here. Let me grab it. We might be liking him more than me. I figured that would be the case. How can you not like anyone more than me? I mean, it's not hard. Not, not a very likable person, am I? Yeah, I think that was kind of what we had in mind. Keep the convo going. There might be less silence when I don't have anything to say. Maybe he'll have something to say and vice versa. The perfect day for it, too. We had a bunch of people who'd stop in. I mean, I guess they're real. I guess just a lot of people aren't really talking. Which, I mean, you see that happen on other streams as well. You see people with 1,000 viewers and, only have a select few talking. And the likes rolled in too, so good turnout. Hopefully we can keep it going. It kind of happened last week too. There was a couple days where we had like 30, 40 people, and it happened for like 2 days, and then it kind of died off again. So I don't know if maybe the algo is kind of testing me out, but we'll see moving forward. Oh, I just got one of my first tax things for this year. I create a new folder in my email. 2023 taxes. Ugh. You like my stream today with 5 accounts? That means something. Oh, so that's where 5 Alexa. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for taking the time to do that. I used to do that way back in the day. I have like 3 accounts, mine, the wife's, and then like my mom's account. And I would sit there, and every video I'd upload, I would go in and watch the video in full and hit the like button. So I'd always have 3 full views and 3 likes. I don't think it counts your own, but you know, I did it anyway. Yeah, hopefully the algo does kick in. I am definitely starting to think about lunch. I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock. Actually, I think it was like 7:30. What's today? Thursday? I didn't eat it all Wednesday. So Tuesday night at 7:30 is the last time I ate anything. Well, that's a lie. I did eat my gummies, my multi gummies. So I guess technically I didn't really fast, if you want to count that. But I don't count that. I think that's no different than taking a pill. I mean, you are consuming that little bit, but I disliked it and liked it again. That's fun. So you connected Thinkorswim through Ninja. Stocks are okay and live, but not futures. Even on TOS platform, futures are okay and updated. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how that works with Ninja, man. I've never even downloaded Ninja before, so I can't help you there. Sorry. Yeah, there's a couple things I want to do. I think like on Chris's screen, I want to add his Twitter handle like above, like right above his camera. I want to make a screen as well where we can, for both of us, where I can put like his webcam and mine kind of next to each other, but a chart on screen so we could discuss something on both sides. I have a lot of ideas. I want to write that down because it was something I don't want to forget. I minimize it. Okay. Yeah, we were just kind of testing the waters, see how we did together. I think we meshed pretty well together. I think we kind of knew that we probably would because we've talked before this, and I think we kind of knew we'd mesh well. So the fact that we did was nice. What's the SPY at? 473. 73 was the high. Crazy. I think 476 something is all-time highs. Absolutely insane. Multiple sources, both and charts, Twitter handle, and so there was one other thing. Yeah, see, this is why I write things down. I forgot already. I'm sure I'll remember it later. It'll be like some random time. Yeah, the volume kind of dried up as far as our trading goes. I mean, I thought about a possible trade right here. It would have worked, but volume is just dried up, and I don't know. We were still making at that time lower highs, and we finally broke that. So now it feels like we're green again. We're probably going to go up and retest that 810 area, and we'll see what happens there. But unless something crazy happens and volume comes back in, I'm probably going to be done for the most part. The VIX is at low a day. Wow. Is that low? Let me go back. Let's go 10 years. Yeah, so this has come down. Well, we're pretty much there. Doesn't have the low on the chart for some reason, but let's just do 5 years, see if it shows it. That's insane. If we just do 1 year, it shows for some the low must be all the way back at the beginning, I guess, but we're at the lows. That's crazy. Does this look normal to you guys? I mean, does this look normal? I mean, I don't know what to say. It's making my options plays work, but I have a those option plays are good through 2026, January 2026. So I have a feeling those are going to have their ups and downs. But I want to try to start collecting premium on them while we're making this crazy move. Two cam windows, but one big chart window is good. Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Same setup you have now, and Chris Cam to replace the Apex trade window above you. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like I could even get rid of the rhythmic and the P&L part of it and make the chart itself bigger. And then I can make the chart bigger and then put both of our cams like at the just somewhere. I'd have to figure out the best positioning for it. Yeah, they might have changed it because a lot of people might have been using it for the aspect of it being free. You know what? Let me see if in studio mode I can show you guys. I wonder which one of these I would prefer to duplicate. Probably the Thinkorswim one would be the best to say. Duplicate on options. I'm gonna move this for a second. Let's pull up. Oops, cancel. I think I have these display capture. Not. Oh, maybe. I think this is the one, but I don't want to mess with the filters in case I'm using it on another one. Let's just do this display capture. I always forget that I can do this with on studio mode, so I don't have to worry about you guys seeing it. I have this on here twice. Yeah. All right. Actually, now let me just do. Let's do this. And let's see what this looks like. Nice. Look at that. I can actually probably cut off the right side a little bit there, but could even maybe put the border around my, I think it's fine. So we started this account with 25,000. I think we got like 360 through bonuses, like just from transferring. But as you can see over here, yeah, I think it might help to, let's see, I can probably do that while we're, oh my god, that was the wrong thing. All right. Oh, I see. Load. There we go. Much better. All right, how many of you are still hanging around? Yeah, we're starting to dwindle out a little bit here. I don't know, maybe we end on a high here. Oh, you guys can still see this because I'm on the wrong screen. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. Now we're sitting around 50. Maybe I'll come up with a cooler transition. Unless you guys like that. You guys like that transition? Uh-oh. David said he's in a nail biter. Well, that was 2 minutes ago. Let's see. All 50 of your accounts? Dang it. Where are your take profits? Oh, down there. Probably. You mean the oh my god, did my PC just froze transition? I don't know what it sounds like. It doesn't make that sound on my end. Here, I'm gonna. Doesn't make that sound on my end. It does. It sounds just like when your computer freezes that. Oh, that's funny. If Tim gets more people than Alpine, I'll give you $100 donation. Oh, geez. Oh, that's probably going to take a while. You mean like today or just overall? No, I don't think it's going to happen today. He's probably got me dead to rights already. Yeah, those first few seconds, it sounds like when your computer crashes. It's kind of funny. I do think I'm going to cut it I know there's still, it says there's a bunch of you still here. I appreciate y'all being here. Hopefully you come back tomorrow. We will be here again tomorrow. But the NQ is kind of dying off on volume. I'm getting pretty hungry, and I want to go eat. It's been a while. I'm excited to do that, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Don't do anything silly, and I will see you tomorrow bright and early. Peace.